Good morning, this is Andy with Mountain Computers, the Go Green PC tune-up guy. Today is Tuesday, October 29th. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It's a little chilly. It's about 35 degrees out. Got some coffee, and today's topic is N. And we've got five subjects on the letter N today. The first one is Nevada. The second one is nanotechnology. The third one is news. The fourth one is the numeric keypad or Numlock key, to be more specific. And then the last one is network. So let's get started. Nevada, great place to do business. When I started here 20 years ago, taxes weren't so bad. Now they're a little bit crazy. As a business owner, as a professional service, we're not really regulated or managed like other businesses. However, when it comes to employees, sales tax and all those things, running a computer business, yeah, you do have reporting to do. So as a business owner, do the right thing, file your taxes, pay your taxes, try and keep your books straight as possible, use GAAP, General Accepted Accounting Principles. Even if you're a little wrong, it's okay to be consistently wrong as long as you're following the code, the tax code, state and federal. Mind you, in Nevada, the Nevada nonprofit status and the federal nonprofit status for sales tax exemption, they don't agree with each other. They should, but they don't. The state of Nevada seems to be proud of that, and that's a sad thing, but that's okay. They have a job to do. But as far as running a business in Nevada, it's great. Microsoft moved here because it was great. Big high-tech company. Saved $600 million just by changing their zip code from King County, Washington with 35% corporate tax to zero. No corporate tax in Nevada. No inventory tax. No inheritance tax. There's about like 10 or 15 tax breaks, but some of them have gone away. Nevada is sort of like the new California. We used to be more conservative, now we're more liberal. That's okay. I like the art. I like the creativity. Just be careful, folks who are in charge. Don't screw up this great state. Don't give it away for free. As the old saying is, don't feed the bears. Okay, so next subject, nanotechnology. I haven't heard a lot in the news about nanotechnology for a while. I wonder why. You know, when you think about Marvel comics, Marvel Universe, Marvel movies, you know, the nanotechnology that goes into even Star Trek, Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, nanotechnology. Are we there yet? You know, you haven't heard much about it. I hear a lot about machine learning. I hear a lot about artificial intelligence. I hear a lot about, you know, the cloud. What else? What else? Oh, qubits, quantum technology, quantum computing. But what about nanotechnology? It's more of in the medical field, I guess. So, anyhow. The news, mainstream media. Remember, folks, in every story you see and hear, and don't freak out, there is a grain of truth. No matter what you hear or see or say, there's always some basis for somebody telling a story and some motivation for telling a story. Some people have agendas that you might not agree with, but you can't do anything about it. It's none of your business to worry about what other people think about you. What's most important is just do the right thing, work on some great projects. But when it comes to the news, either you're a person who watches and reads the news, or you're a person who creates and produces the news, becomes part of the news cycle. You create good stuff. Now, mind you, I've always told people, when it comes to finances and your employment, be in a profit center or a cost center. I've always been in a profit center. When it comes to rifts, cuts, setbacks, profit centers don't get chopped. Cost centers do. Things get outsourced. Things get put into a contract and managed that way, or killed altogether. But when it comes to being in the news cycle, are you a producer of great things, or are you just a consumer? You know, Pareto's rule, 80-20 rule, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. 20% of the people make 80% of the money in a company. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, you can use that rule anywhere. And when it comes to the news, it's probably higher. 20% of the people create and are in the news, and the other 80% are just watching things go by. That's okay. That's okay. But when it comes to news, be careful what you read, how you read it. Don't be triggered. In my world, the news that I watch, I just watch Google News. I try and watch Slash.org. That's good stuff. I mean, it's becoming a little bit more non-technical. It's becoming more opinionated rather than fact-based. But it's okay. Numeric keypad. When you walk up to a computer and you need to know if the computer's on or off, don't press the power button on the computer. Number one, find the keyboard if there is a keyboard. If it's a server, you probably shouldn't be touching it unless you are responsible for it. Okay. And there are diagnostic lights. But on a keyboard, the numeric keypad, there is one. Press the caps lock or the Numlock to see if it's on. If it toggles on and off and the light comes on, the computer's awake and live. If it's not, it's probably off or asleep. So it's okay to kick the power. So just a thought. People don't, I can't tell you how many times I tell people, is your computer on and off? And they'd say, well, I don't know. And then I say, well, is the screen on? No. I said, well, is the computer on? I don't know. Can you hear it? They're usually too old to be able to hear it close enough. Or even a laptop. Or put your hand on it, you can feel it. If there's any moving parts or a fan or a hard drive, if it's not SSD. But the numeric keypad, the Numlock key, toggle it on and off. It's not going to hurt anything. If it toggles on and off, then you know the keyboard's working, the computer's working, etc. So about networking. Every business that does business has some sort of network, computing network. So it's best you learn how networks work. It's like water from the house to your water hose to the sprinkler head. It works that way. The internet service provider comes into your house, comes into your business. It comes someplace. We call that some demarcation. It's marked. It says this is where they come in. Just like power to your house, water to your house, building, whatever. The internet comes in. It goes to some device. It breaks out either Wi-Fi or local area network, hardwired, wired, wireless, and it gets managed like that. So you have a router, you may have a modem, cable modem for like Charter, Spectrum, Comcast, what have you. Maybe a hub and another router, but that's it. Networks are easy. I tell people, I had some people that started working here that were like, oh, networks are so complicated. I go, would you stop it? You're making it more harder than it seems. You're not programming it like an engineer, a network engineer. You're not doing some super hypersensitive security. Now, mind you, 20 years ago, it was tough. But now it's just like you buy one off the shelf, you plug it in, you flip it over, you read the instructions, it gives you username and password, admin password. Make sure you change that if you are worried. In most cases, it's fine. Sometimes there's a setup wizard on your network configuration that allows you to change it. Make it something simple, but not something that simple. Make it a phrase. Okay? What else? Well, I think that's about it. Today was N for Nevada, Nanotechnology, News, Numlock Key, and Networks. Now, there was one other N that I want to talk to you about, and this really is computing. And it's on a motherboard. I don't have any motherboards here. No. We recycle pretty much everything. Gotten rid of our retail. Just do businesses now. Don't have an open or close sign on the front of the store anymore. We just answer the phone really for businesses only. But it's good. Our old customers, they still come to us. They just wander in. That's fine. Referrals only. Thank you. So on a motherboard, N, Northbridge, and then Southbridge. Now this is legacy thinking. But I was looking at N's and I was like, I wonder what kind of N subjects we can talk about. And I saw the word Northbridge. Now the Northbridge on a motherboard, electronic part that goes into your computer, if you don't know what a motherboard is, that basically runs the whole show. It's like the foundation of your house and everything, including the house. The Northbridge is basically a bridge or a gateway or communications between the graphics, the CPU, and memory, I recall. So the Northbridge you could optimize to your heart's content inside the BIOS, the legacy BIOS. BIOS, basic input output system, I believe. BIOS, I haven't had to get the S for a while. But then there was Southbridge. The Northbridge, they call it North because it was usually closer, or the north side of the motherboard, closer to the processor. The Southbridge was further away. The Southbridge was part of just doing controlling of all other input devices like your mouse, keyboard, USB devices, all that stuff. But I saw that N is Northbridge and I thought, maybe I should bring that up. I know people used to go into the BIOS and just enable, disable stuff. With the Southbridge, people's sound wouldn't work, and the Southbridge is where the audio is controlled. It may be disabled, or you flash the BIOS. Northbridge, Southbridge configuration changes. The Southbridge also controls your drives, your drive controllers, your I/O, your SATA, your legacy IDE. The drive controller configuration, you have legacy, RAID, HCI. Between BIOS you have UEFI, etc. So anyhow, just an interesting topic. But today was a short one. Again, this is Andy with Mountain Computers, the Go Green PC Tune-Up guy. Go to our website, go to Mountain Computers, go to gogreenpctuneup.com. Check us out. Like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day. It's the end of October. Happy Halloween, and there'll be more to come. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.